Sure. So Campus Carry was, I guess, the product of SB 11, which passed the 84th session just back a few months ago. And as a result of that, students on campus are going to be able to carry their concealed handguns into buildings on campus. So the working group right now that was formed by President Fenves is tasked with the job of trying to determine which buildings students, faculty, visitors, staff, anyone, frankly, at the university will be able to take their handgun in or not into. So essentially, they're setting the guidelines for the university on where they can have guns or not. So we already had one public forum this past week. There were about 30 or so people that came out and spoke. Majority obviously were against campus carry in general, which I think is kind of the sentiment across campus as a whole. Is students, faculty, and staff don't want it, but it's already happening. I know that with the whole reason they have these two public forums, one was last week and they have one today at 3. The whole reason for those was kind of to solicit input from university members, so to try to determine their kind of general sentiments here. And like I said, majority of people are already against campus carry, so I think the working group and its members are going to be able to take those sentiments that people are hearing and then try and formulate the least, I guess the policy that will essentially still follow the law that was written in SB 11, but also not cause too big of a burden on students, faculty, and staff here at the university. Because, like I said, individual buildings, you're going to be able to have guns. Some aren't. Some are. It's just going to kind of be, the working group and President Fenves, and then also the chancellor. Whenever they all make their official recommendations, trying to determine that good balance of not having too many signs everywhere. This is a gun-free zone, but also trying to make sure that you're not violating the law as it is written in this bill. From my personal perspective, I think that it should. Although it is a small percentage of students that actually will have their concealed handguns on campus, because you have certain requirements you have to meet, and it would be an even smaller number in the dorms, I would imagine, because dorms typically attract the younger crowd. But I would say that it's something that the working group can definitely consider. Personally, I would recommend not to have guns banned in the dorms, but that's going to be something that President Fenves is going to have to kind of address closely, because you don't want essentially to go too far and maybe overstep what the law is written, because then that law will just be revisited in the 85th session, and it could be made stricter or more clearly defined where you can or cannot have guns. So it's a fine line that has to be balanced. I think that's something that's definitely going to be considered. It's just a matter of trying to appease those on campus, and also trying to make sure you're not offending the legislators who very well could come back and retool the law.